Yeah, it's been a while. As you're creating furry content, you will meet several types of haters. Today, I'm going to give you a quick overview of every type you can meet so you can better capture them all. And trust me, you will. There is no way you don't. So the very first type of furry hater you're going to meet are the Vince fan. They're usually very recognizable because they have a Daffy Duck profile picture, just like Vince Cute. However, if they don't have a Daffy Duck profile picture, don't think you're safe. It might be a Vince fan in disguise. The way you better identify them on what they scream. Fatherless. They will scream fatherless, and they will vomit insults. But before, they will always scream fatherless. If you're not sure enough, create some PNG tubing contents, and they will appear for sure. There is no way they don't. That's the way you block them all. Very effective. The second type of furry hater you're going to meet are the 8-year-old crusaders. These kids have been learning furry hatred on Roblox, and for some reason, they're extremely aggressive. I mean, they wouldn't hesitate to wish you cancer and death. Yeah, that's horrible. And as worthless as it is, I mean, if you're wishing someone death, it's not valid criticism. It is never valid criticism. But it still hurts because when you read that over and over and over and over again, it gets to you. It's a little annoying. However, never respond to them. Just like the Vince fan. If you don't respond, they will move on to something else. Third type, a more interesting one, the anti-fur. Oh my god, these haters, they believe that furry is a sexuality and they make a lot of logical arguments. I guess we should still give them some credit because at least they have a brain, though I'm really sorry to break it to you, but the premise are all wrong. I mean, your argument is logical. I do think that, and I agree. It's the conclusion is logical, but your premises are bullshit. The conclusion is bullshit as well. I'm sorry. Good thing it doesn't take long to identify these haters because they often talk about deviancy. Please never change. You're always making a fool of yourself. It's very entertaining to talk with you all. You're one of a kind. Take it as a compliment. Alright? The fourth type of furry hater, and this one is always entertaining as well. Repressed furries. Yeah. When you're creating content, you will meet some people who watch everything you do, and they will watch the vid in their entirety, and then they will take time to describe how they're hating your content. They will justify every single moment where they cringed, or they felt awkward, or they simply didn't like it, almost as if they had to justify it to themselves. I'm sorry to break it to you as well, but you might be a furry. If you don't like it, you can leave. You know, you don't have to suffer. You can leave, have a cup of tea, or a cup of coffee, or both. You can get some pilk. You don't have to suffer watching what I'm doing. Really, it's not jail yet. It's not world domination yet. Alright? The last type of furry haters, and possibly the saddest, the furry themselves. Yeah, I've noticed that there is a handful of people who actively disengage from furry content they consider a little awkward, just so they can appear better around furry haters. I don't quite like that these people, because they do not feel quite comfortable about themselves, decide to bring down others. That's not acceptable. I'm also a bit concerned because as the furry fandom is going a little more mainstream, I've noticed that there is a trend where certain people try to wash it up. They try to clean it so it looks more appealing to brands, and so it's more marketable, but it comes at a cost. The cost of identity. I don't think that it's a bad thing for the furry fandom to go a little more mainstream. In fact, if it was not for that mainstreamness, I would never have become a furry. I very much think so. However, to me, there is a world of difference between the furry fandom spreading over social medias and trying to clean every aspect we consider a little too hardcore for the general public. It is a subculture that developed around people who did not fit the norm, and it shall stay that way. It's a heaven, for a lot of people. Either way, it's time for me to go, but before I leave, I want you to hear something. Please be proud of yourself, alright? Accept yourself. When I was younger, I used to be a brownie, and I hated criticism about the brownie fandom. I was always discussing with haters, and it was draining to do it. But what I realized when I grew up is that it's useless. There is no point in discussing with people who only want to hate. I mean, most likely they don't even care about the brownie fandom, they just want you to react. So most of the time when you meet haters, the best thing you can do is ignore them. I'm saying it because I know that some of you are a lot younger, and I think you need to learn that focusing on haters is going to bring more haters. All they're trying to do is making you react. So don't give them that, alright?